Hi guys, good afternoon. This is Insight Radio, number one online finance radio station, and of course my name is Kewe Akindola and I am your host as always. Let me officially welcome you to the show Entrepreneur'S Corner, and with me on the show today I've got the co-founder, CGO, that thing always gets me, CGO Max.ng, Chinedu Azodoh.
Thank you very much for having me.
How you doing?
Fantastic.
Good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
You look different from your picture. Your pictures just look like that top guy.
How about you?
That's the word. You look softer in person.
Hey, my life. Soft boy. Sweet boy. Yeah.
Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. So tell us. Let's start with who you are first. So who is Chinedu? If you have to describe Chinedu, who that guy is Chinedu Azodoh? Who is he?
So, I don't know how people describe me, because I found that I think some things that people think otherwise. However, my name is Chinedu.
Okay.
I'm co-founder and chief growth officer at Max. Max, we're essentially building the technology and finance infrastructure to enable mobility across Africa. So what that means is we're building out, asset financing for drivers, building out proper lending systems, credit scoring, safety scoring for drivers, and essentially proper training and equipment of these drivers to then turn them around and make them super successful in the market. We're also doing a lot of work on especially with how they get and own their motorcycles. We work with manufacturers directly, so we skip the middleman.
Wow.
So today we do a lot of work with Yamaha, we do a lot with a couple of the Indian brands, and the idea is to essentially get high quality motorcycles out into the hands of these drivers at the best possible price, so that they're able to essentially do their best with all of that.
Wow. Awesome. So tell me, how did the idea for the business come about?
So how did the idea for the business come about? So we started out initially doing logistics. In 2014, September, October, I was introduced to Tayo. Tayo is my co-founder and CEO. So he was working on a class project then with a bunch of other people. I'm essentially thinking about how to build capacity for delivery in Africa. Right, because he was part of the team that launched Conga Express at the time. Yeah, so he'd come back to school and he was working on that project. So I got introduced to them. I'm like, hey guys, this looks interesting to me. I'm bored out of my mind, so happy to help you guys to do like the finance and the technology side of things. So I joined the class project. Mind you, I was in a different class project building out an application at the time that was supposed to help you take pictures or videos of food and essentially figure out what was in the food.
Wow.
That was like super deep science. It was interesting. But I didn't obviously. I was interested. And I was also working on a couple other projects, mother and child, e-commerce, etc. So this was very interesting to me. So I got involved in that project and very quickly decided that I really liked it and would like to learn more. So I spent my holiday, 6 week holiday at the end of that semester in Nigeria. I was interning at an investment bank here. But I would enter Moluwe or dancing everywhere, enter Okada, enter everything. So the idea was to figure out how do people move around in Lagos, right? And why did delivery make sense or logistics make sense at the time? Within the first 2 weeks, it was very clear to me that, man, somebody needs to do this and do it well. So I went back to school, and it kind of just moved from there. So went from, we're doing just how do we deliver logistics at a high level with like trucks and all that stuff, to, eventually getting to the point where just like spinning on motorcycles. I went from like this whole hub and spoke model to like on-demand motorcycle transport and delivery.
Okay, but let me cut you short there. So why did you choose to use motorcycles instead of, you said something about trucks and all of that?
Yeah, because there's a traffic problem in Lagos. Right? And entering downfalls and all that, I think I told like 2 or 3 suits. Hoping to do that because I'm 66, so I'm not trying to sit
and they always have all
in the back of the bus. So as you're out there, not me first, you jump in and then like I remember my suit got hooked on the door a couple times and it just and I'm just like, oh my god, that's $300 right there. What is all this? So that was the thing. So I did that. So went back to the States. We started out started really focusing more on this, and it kind of morphed from having trucks and vans and all those things to just having motorcycles. And in 2015, August, I think August 3rd, we went live in Lagos.
Live in Lagos. That was 2015?
2015.
Wow.
2015, August, I think 3rd or August 5th.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed that I don't know exactly, but it was August 3rd.
It was August, okay.
We went live in Lagos, and, kind of history from there. 2016, we immediately knew we wanted to do transportation.
Okay.
Right, but we wanted to engage government because there was all these like different
Yeah,
Okada is banned here, Okada is not banned here. It wasn't clear.
That's
so from
true.
2016 through to 2017 April, we were talking to government, different like LCDs, LGs, all this stuff, and we just couldn't figure out like how to make it work with them. Everybody said it was a fantastic idea. They wanted to support us,
but at the end of the day,
at the point of let's do now,
they will now
back out because their political career, their this, their that. But I mean, you can't blame them. At the end of the day, that's the reason why some people are entrepreneurs and some people aren't.
Yes, true.
So we, 2017 July, we're like, to hell with it. We're just going to roll this out, and we'll figure it out as we go.
Wow.
Right. So we rolled it out. We rolled out transport. We didn't roll it out with marketing or anything because we wanted to, one, test, and two, we didn't want to draw too much attention to ourselves.
Okay.
So we did that. Yeah, and we got a lot of interest. A lot of interest. I mean, from investors, potential acquirers, everything was like the entire thing. So I mean, it was quite. I mean, today obviously everybody thought we were mad then, but today obviously it's a different ball game altogether.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. So that's it. That's a long, but yeah, we understand.
So I think I'm talking too much. I'm with it.
So how did you come up with the name? Why Max.ng? How did that name come about?
So we initially called ourselves Metro Africa Express. Okay. With Express without the first E.
Without the E. Okay. So that's how you started.
MEX, yes. Okay. So our first website was metroafricaexpress.com. And we had this picture of an Okada rider taken by Chinedu on the landing page, essentially saying, can you ride an Okada? Do you want to something? Apply here, something like that. And I remember it was carried on Tech Cabal. Okay. The Tech Cabal charts thing they have, Reader on Tech Cabal. And someone was like, oh, who are these Metro Africa Express people? Kiniko. Plenty hands. And I think we eventually got feedback from someone else that, metroafricaexpress.com was really long to type. And very easy to mess up because we had to buy two domains, Express with the E, Express without the E. Okay. So like, let's just change it to max.com. So max.com, there was already a max.com. Like, oh my god. And you don't want to do max.biz or max.com. It just sounds like a scammy website. Yes. So we said, okay, fine, let's try max.ng. And max.ng didn't exist, so we purchased that, and that's how we became max.ng. And
that sounds nice, actually, max.ng. So exactly. It's just, so it was good. It was God making a way for you guys.
Oh, shit. Visionary.
Okay, so how did you raise funds for your venture? There's a problem. A lot of people have ideas. A lot of people want to do stuff, but there's always that there's no capital. So how are you able to raise funds for your venture?
So I mean, I think we were uniquely placed. We were lucky. One. Okay. Two, we had I guess the right pedigree wouldn't be the word, but we had the right background, right? And we were able to meet the right people. There's a lot of right happening. Right happening. So because we went to MIT Sloan, we started out this thing on campus, met a lot of people. We heard about accelerators. So there was Y Combinator, there was Techstars, all those things, and we looked at them and decided that we felt Techstars was a more interesting brand to us than a Y Combinator. No offense to them. Okay. So we applied to Techstars. Went all the way to the final round in the Chicago program, but didn't get in. Okay. Which is disappointing because we spent a lot of money like traveling and all those things for interviews and all. So we now tried. We had already said, forget about it. We're just gonna do our thing. And then, one of the most amazing people I've met in terms of, especially in this fundraising process, Alex Iskold. He was the MD at the time of the Texas New York program. Okay. He reached out to us and said, "Hey guys, I'd heard about you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hey.
Talk. Right. So we talked to him.
How did you feel about that?
Plenty of people were reaching out to us. So to be honest, it was like.
So it was like another.
No, so it wasn't like another one. Right? Okay. It was more of. What's now the story now? Like, Baba, come and tell us. Everybody comes okay, there's something they feel that they can give you. Okay. But they really just want to take like the entire company from you type thing. So it was just. It was one of those, let's engage and see what happens. Okay. And it was an amazing conversation. So we had a bunch of interviews with them. And got accepted into the Texas New York program. So we moved back in 2015, July 21st. Wow. That's when I flew back. I think Tyre flew back same day as well.
Okay.
And came back, set up one boys' quarter in VI. In one boys' quarter in Ikeja. That our office was also there.
Are you serious?
Tyre with his wife and his baby at the time, living in BQ, one side of the BQ, also living in the other side of the BQ.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And
wow.
The entire office wasn't as big as this room.
Are you serious?
I'm not even joking. The entire office wasn't as big as the studio. So, we left Yankee to come and start hustling that hustle there.
No.
Right? And we were able to get things off the ground. So we went back to the textile program, kicked off in September 18. September 18 I flew out, so September 20 was the day it started.
Okay.
So it was a lot of learning, a lot of what is COCA, cost of acquisition, what is LTV, what is all this. So you learn a lot of technical stuff.
Okay.
But because of the textiles network, we also met a lot of investors in the New York area.
Okay.
So that's kind of how our fundraising process then started. So you have to now do a process of elimination, who has invested in similar companies, where in the world, those kind of different things.
Wow.
So you have a long list of investors and you start talking to them, you keep narrowing. You find the guys who are allies, the guys who are not interested. So it was a long process. We didn't close our first round till March of 2016.
Wow, so that's like a
year? About $1 million, yeah. So it was when we closed that round. But before then we had raised about 80K from family and friends. Okay. And then Textiles gave us 100,000 convertible notes that we accepted as well.
Wow.
Right, then went on to raise $1 million. So it was it was a pretty cool setup.
Wow, great. So tell me, how do you market your business and what has been your most successful form of marketing?
So how do we market our business? Our drivers are marketing.
Okay.
So trying to have more drivers out there, properly branded.
Okay, so that people see them.
Yeah.
You're around. So it's like you selling yourself by yourself.
So people see them, we tell their stories.
Okay.
We've done a lot of work with driver value and driver impact. So we've helped a lot of drivers go from, living in shacks and uncommitted buildings to living in proper 2-3 bedroom apartments in places like Ogun State and Co. So it's been a very super interesting and very rewarding journey for us.
You guys. Okay, great. So tell me, how do you build a successful customer base?
Yeah, so that's a funny question because I don't really know that we have a successful customer base. But so it's a work in progress for us, right?
Okay,
so it's a lot of learning, a lot of taking feedback.
Okay.
We started doing things like running not just surveys but focus groups, right, to learn what our customers are doing, what their feedback is on things, how would they like to see some things differently, stuff like that.
So feedback is helping you guys a lot.
It's helping us a lot. We haven't done a lot with the email marketing side, but that's something we're going to start doing as well.
Okay, great. So tell me, what kind of culture exists in your organization?
So we see ourselves like a sports team.
Like a sports team?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a unique difference between the family you're born into and the sports team family that you belong to.
True.
Because in a sports team, a high performing sports team, you're an all-star team.
Okay.
So what that means, a very important person to me said this, right? So there's a difference between an all-star team and a team of all-stars. A team of all-stars is, I'm a Voltron. They're a Voltron. We're all bad guys. But when we play, we're not playing like we're playing together. I'm playing my own thing, you're playing your own thing.
Your own thing, okay.
Now, an all-star team is a team where we could all be individually Voltrons, or maybe we're not. But when we're on the field,
you guys know what you're there for.
You know what's up, right? And then we deliver as an efficient system. Like we play with each other versus play on our own.
Okay.
So we see ourselves more like an all-star team, like an all-star team, where you can trust the next person next to you, the next man, the next woman, right? And people have clarity on what they're supposed to deliver on, and people come and they deliver. So the culture is one of, it's very result oriented.
Okay.
We're learning a lot about how to use positive reinforcement, also help people build them, and also learning a lot about how to give feedback in a way that people don't interpret it as coming from a place of anger or negativity, but more from a place of opportunity for growth. So I'm giving feedback to help you grow.
To help you grow and become better at whatever you're doing.
So the culture is a very sports team, sports family, positive
kind
culture.
Of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I like that. What motivates Chinedu?
Man, that is a very interesting question that I need to be thinking about myself.
Aisha is not your. Aisha's not your poetry.
My poetry. Please, don't even start.
Okay, so tell me what motivates you.
So I want to change lives.
You want to change lives.
I'm very driven to build businesses that create what we call systems of support.
Okay.
Right, because I'm not here today by my own virtue. Obviously, there's grace from God, but God has also used people to
yeah, that's so true.
Right, so they've been a system of support to help me get to where I am.
Okay.
And I personally feel that as human beings, we have a responsibility to do the same for other people. So build out businesses that help people go from one stage in their life to the next stage. And from one stage to the next stage, and so on and so forth. So I'm very driven by that.
By that.
Right. I'm driven by other things, but I'm not sure I can say that on here. But
okay. I know, we know what those things are.
I like that.
Okay. So tell me, in Nigeria, what's the most challenging part of being an entrepreneur here?
Well, I don't know that I'm qualified per se to say that.
You know, are you serious?
No, let me put it this way.
Okay.
So I think I don't have enough years of experience as an entrepreneur in Nigeria to say that.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, but from your little time, what would you say is challenging for you here, doing business in Nigeria?
I think finding the best people in the market, like finding quality talent.
Oh, really?
Talent for us.
Wow.
So you have a lot of people who are amazing as individuals, right?
Okay.
Want to do things, but just aren't there. Right? They haven't been able to, they haven't gained the kind of experience you need to help them.
You need to help.
From
Okay.
to another level.
Okay.
Or they haven't, or they just don't understand, like, when you explain things, they're just not able to grasp it and run with it, right? Because look at it, our culture is very I don't know if docile is the word. So
okay.
You heard about the Bobo Fine thing that Tony Cole posted about the guy who was on a plane and
yeah. So I saw that.
So I understand where Tony Cole is coming from, but to be honest, I would ask Baba to get off my seat too.
Of course,
right?
Of course.
Especially if I'm on the autism scale or whatever.
Yes,
may be, right?
Yeah.
So you have a lot of people. So the culture tells you
this is how
you must be subservient. You must be this. You must be that. You must be that. So you have a lot of situations where people are always taking permission for this, taking permission for that. What should I do this? What should I do that? Whereas I think what I personally would expect is, take the risk, do the things, ask for permission later, right? Yes, let's like, I want people to be able to take initiative a lot more, but people also then depend on other people instead to give them permission to do things, which is a problem for me.
Okay.
Right? There's also just a general skill gap.
Okay.
So if I'm trying to build technology that can account for 300,000 users, 1 million users, 2 million users, and you don't have engineers who've worked in that kind of space where they understand, what do I need to do for the system to manage 200,000 users simultaneously, even beyond like just the writing code part, but like, logically, how am I thinking about that? If you don't have people who are thinking at that kind of level, they might not be at that kind of level. So you have to go look for them and all those kind of things.
Okay.
So I think for me, the biggest challenge for us is always being entrepreneur is our talent, finding the right talent.
Wow.
And just helping and then being able to get them to deliver. So what we're seeing that as a business, we're growing much faster than any individual is able to grow.
Great. What's your favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur? I already know the answer, but I just want you to say it.
Wait, I want to hear it. What's the answer?
No, now I know it's in my mind.
What's the answer? Tell me. I want to know.
My ability to do to manage my time, to move when I feel like moving, to do this, to do that. It's in my time thing. True or false?
False, actually.
Over 100 on a scale of 1 to 10.
So the thing is, it's false because I would like that, but that's not how my life is, unfortunately. Because yes, you have a board you have to report to, so you have KPIs you have to meet, you have work you have to do. So at the end of the day, after all the packaging, there's still all this governance and everything that you have to. Everybody has a master.
Wow.
Right.
Because the idea we all have is entrepreneurs that your time is your time.
You have a board to respond to. So if you're not meeting up to targets, the board will come and say, boss, we appreciate you, but you have tried. But you see this seat, you can't come and take it. Get out of here. So I don't know yet, right? Okay. So I've heard that people become entrepreneurs for two reasons: either to really make money or for glory. Okay. I like both, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So did you have any fears before you set out to do this?
Oh my God, absolutely. Okay. I walked away from a lot of money to come and do this.
Wow.
I walked away from a good amount of money to come and do this. So I remember before we went live, I'd come back and spent a couple of weeks in Nigeria. And we went to the village, my mom, my dad, my sisters, everybody.
Okay.
and I'll be sleeping in the afternoon and wake up startled and sweating. And what I'll be like, you're thinking about moving back to Nigeria? Don't worry, my son, you'll be alright. You'll be alright. Right. So I did a lot of that. So I think for me, it was extreme. That transition was a lot of uncertainty. I was very scared. So I was like, oh, what if it doesn't work? What will I do?
What will you do?
And then, what if it doesn't work? What will I do? If I now come back and after all this hustle and bustle, it didn't work.
And you missed that big juicy sum. Yes, that thing's always... Yeah, but you just had to say, you know what, I'm going to do this.
I close I do.
Because I do, I'm on today.
I'm not yet blown, but we're still going to get it.
You're ready? You're blue.
No, it's still BB.
It's still BB.
Yeah, it has not been blur.
It's not even blur.
Yeah,
Okay.
Blur, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what would you say are the top 3 skills needed to become an entrepreneur?
Adaptability is critical, right?
Adaptability.
Yeah, so you have to be able to quickly adapt to what's going on around you and make a decision as to, okay, do we want to do this? Do we want to do that? That's one.
Okay.
You need to have a very short-term memory, right?
You need to have a very what?
Short-term memory.
Memory, okay.
So the natural response is something happens and you are stewing over it and saying, oh my God, I can't do this. Oh my God, I can't do that. Oh my God, I can't this. Oh my God, I can't that. To hell with all that.
So you need to remove the I can't and start saying
I
can't.
It's not just I can't.
Okay.
It's more of, okay, it didn't work. Move on. What next?
Because
natural human response is to
just remain in that.
Become scared because something didn't work and therefore not be able to do something else. Right? So being able to have that short-term memory so that you can actively, okay, that didn't work. Okay. Let me try something else. Like that. You have to be adaptable. Yeah. But then let me try something else and see what works. You also have to have that. Otherwise, you will now get into analysis paralysis and be overwhelmed by fear. Okay. Right.
So that's 2.
So I think the third one kind of ties into this too, which is more. Trying to decide which ones to say. So there's curiosity, which is you have to constantly be learning and asking questions and trying to
find out why things are the way
they are, all that stuff. Okay. There's also, you have to make decisions super quick.
Okay.
So yes, there's data-backed decisions, all those kind of different things. You need to get the way to be able to get that data and make decisions quickly. Otherwise, there's the opportunity where things can move far past where you are, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, what you need as you go through different stages of the business also varies. So that initial grad period, a lot of these things make sense. As you start to grow older or get bigger as a business, you have to start thinking about process. Okay. So if you don't have process in place for how do we do this, how do we do that, then everybody will do things according to their own style and everything will double.
Just be yes.
Exactly. And then obviously as you continue to grow, you now have to start becoming, it's not just about process now, but what is the actual end result that's been delivered, right? Because I don't care that you called 100 people today. What I care about is, so how many drivers did you deliver, right? And so if I set up a process for you that wasn't necessarily great and you're not hitting your goals, you have to have the initiative to go and change that process and then see that it helps you hit your goals. And if you haven't hit your goals, then that's now the new process. You are now set up the new process.
Of how you are
developing all those things.
Wow, exactly. Wow. I'm learning, Okay. This call for not let me be. Okay, so tell me, what entrepreneurial tricks have you discovered to keep you focused and productive in your day-to-day busy schedule? What's that trick? Is it the yes?
So what trick? I don't necessarily know, but I know that. So I go to bed. I've started going to bed
early.
Not necessarily early, but earlier than I used to. So most days now I'm in bed by 2 a.m.
Is that early?
No, earlier. I didn't say early. It's earlier than I used to. Forget. Okay. So at least most days now I'm in bed between at least 1 a.m. 2 a.m. I'm in bed, right? Okay. And I'm up between 6 and 7:30 most days. Okay. Being able to get to the gym in the morning, spend 30 minutes. 20 to 45 minutes really in the gym, just working out. I found helps me a lot with my energy.
Wow.
Right, helping me is going into the day super energized.
Okay.
And I guess aggressive. Right. Okay. So what that does for me is that then on my way back home or just after I jump out the shower, I'm able to now. I've already done some organization of my day in advance, But I'm able to now prioritize it again and say, okay, what are the most important things?
Things that I need to do.
And then I'm hitting the office and saying, okay, I'm doing bang, 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 bang.
Okay.
And then have those 3 big things cleared out, and then focus on the rest of the things that I have on my to-do list and get them done. So that for me is a trick. Like being able to just wake up early and hit the gym has been helpful to me, because I didn't used to do that before.
Yeah. Okay, so that's helped you a lot.
Of course.
So do you believe that there is some form of pattern or formula to becoming a successful entrepreneur? Do you think there's a way, there's a way you have to be, there's one process?
No, I don't.
So it's just...
I absolutely don't. I mean, look at successful entrepreneurs, they're all very different.
Okay.
Jeff Bezos he's a gym rat.
Okay.
As you can tell now, the guy also wants to kill him. Right? And then you guys, Steve Jobs, rest his soul, was very different.
Yes.
Right? This guy, what's his name? Jack Ma, very, very different as well.
Okay.
Right? Bill Gates, very different. Very different personalities, very different style of working. Elon Musk, very different. So
it's about you finding yourself and just doing what works for you.
Doing what works for you. I don't know about finding yourself, but definitely doing what works for you.
So it's not about finding yourself. You found
yourself. Hey, what are you, a searcher? please. So it's more about like figuring out what works for you and just doing it.
Okay. So what key activities would you recommend entrepreneurs to invest their time in? If you're an entrepreneur, what should you be doing?
Outside work? Outside business?
No, I think in business. What should you be doing? Networking. So meeting people, but not just meeting people randomly. Like meeting people. So joining communities that long term could be beneficial. So that doesn't make sense. Being part of. Okay, let's take it this way. It's not necessarily networking that I'm talking about, but more like social connection. Okay.
So Nigeria, we have this mentality of I will come and down the table of business. Now let me walk past. Now let me do business. Oh my goodness. That thing is great, but has damaging consequences where you isolate yourself from people who can be potentially helpful to you. Not helpful to you necessarily from a business standpoint, but helpful to you just from a mental health, social standpoint.
Okay.
So in terms of, don't isolate yourself, right? Actively building time to, connect with other people. Actively building time to do those kind of different things, right?
Okay.
So that's one. People also need to invest in like their networking skills. Like how do I meet people and how do we have conversation?
Okay.
Right, so I don't think that anybody who's watching us will believe that we've just met for the first time. Right, so there's a lot of that.
Yes.
To build rapport with people, engage them. How are you? What's going on? Take an interest in them. That's something I think is critical.
It's critical.
Getting involved in like social communities.
Okay.
So, for example, I play flag football in Lagos. Shout out to the SFFL Shitsuki Flag Football League. We're the biggest league in Nigeria, I think, at this point, maybe West Africa as well.
Okay.
So being able to get involved with and shout out to the Stingrays, Railway all day. So being able to get involved in things like that.
Okay.
It's also helpful because it helps you meet people who could potentially become part of your team. Also helps you people who
learn new ideas.
Who have like their own ideas. Just connect. Smarter people. People smarter
smarter
than you.
Can
learn a lot from. Okay. I think so. That networking, social networking, work-related networking, being able to have people in your life who help you also. Keep you rooted, provide some support so you're socially and mentally balanced. And exercise.
A
lot of us work wants to come and kill us and you're not be exercising.
Yeah, so you need that
exercise.
a lot.
Especially because the particular diseases that are prevalent in this part of the world, things like hypertension and all those things that exercising
can reduce,
keeps you away. Yeah, so exercise. And obviously watching what you eat.
I eat everything.
Or like me, I cannot be eating anything. I have to be eating with pattern.
Okay, so if you had a chance to start your career over again, what would you do differently?
I'll start business much earlier.
Oh, you started business, but this guy is an entrepreneur from your blood. Are you sure? What did you say? You Chinedu, you be an entrepreneur.
I'll start business much earlier.
Okay, so started your business much earlier.
I think I'm more efficient with a lot of things. So I finished secondary school at like 15.
Okay.
Entered 15, going on 16.
Wow.
Turned 16 in university in Nigeria. Did 2 years here. Went to America, started again. Did 5 years. So that's 7 years.
Wow.
So maybe if I went to America straight, I'd have done 4 years.
You'd have just done 4 years.
Right. And then I worked for 2-3 years before I went to business school and started this. So let's say that's 7 years. That's 6 years, in fact. Let's just call it 6 years. I'd have finished school worked for 2 years,
and
done this stuff, and then I'd have started.
You'd have started.
Yeah, so started much earlier.
But you're still doing good. You're still doing good.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Okay. So what piece of advice would you give to a college graduate who wants to become an entrepreneur?
Man, I do not know. Start.
Okay.
So like, don't overthink it, right? Like, create a plan. Start out and start and while you're starting out, also just look for people who you can also connect with, who can help you.
Who can help
be
you
better? It's tough. It's very hard. I don't know that I can give any other piece of advice. I don't know.
So they don't come back and say, Chinedu, was your interview we listened to? That was where we started this business. Yeah. And now
you have sense when you're starting now. You have some small strategies. Not that maybe you have 500 naira. You can start require you to have 1 million. You're on your own. You'll be turning on your own every year.
You'll be turning on your own every year.
Like, for real.
Okay, so what does Chinedu do for relaxation?
I play flag football with the Shitsuke Flag Football League.
What's that? Say that again.
It's flag football, so it's like American football.
Okay.
We have flags. So like instead of them jumping and tackling you, they pull down the flags. I mean, I play tackle football as well. I play with the Lagos Marines, which is the tackle team.
Are you serious?
But I play flag football at the Shitsuke Flag Football League. It's called SFFL.
Okay.
The Instagram handle is Shitsuke Flag Football. See, I'm advertising for them.
Yes, I know.
Then in the league, I'm on the team called Stingrays.
Okay.
Stingrays they're like the shark, like a flat shark.
Are you serious?
So our chance is, Rayway. You say all day. So if I say Rayway, you say
all day.
Rayway.
All day.
So I do that. I dance.
Okay,
you dance salsa. It's been a while, but I used to dance salsa.
You used to dance salsa?
Yes, no.
Are you serious? Show me.
I can move.
Are you sure you're not going to bust some moves for us?
Nah,
I'm
good.
You're good. I'm good. Aside that, what else? Is that all you do for relaxation? You don't just swim? You don't?
I know how to. It's been a while. I don't necessarily swim for relaxation. I swim for exercise.
Oh, okay.
All right. What else do I do for fun? So I started reading.
Okay.
Oh, and I have recently become a poet.
I've been waiting. You know what I said? What else you do? I didn't want to say it. I wanted you to just say it yourself. I said, no, I'm not going to say anything. I need him to say it himself. Okay, so
I recently started writing poems. Just, I guess.
And your poems are really nice.
It's very cathartic.
Okay.
So I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said, "Oh, cathartic." I literally sharply googled cathartic. Oh yeah, I know what that means. Oh yeah, very
funny. I
don't know. Take stress off your mind type thing. So I recently started writing. I mean, I think it's fun.
It's fun writing.
I enjoy talking.
Okay.
So I guess it's just like talking. Yeah. It requires a little more work, which is annoying, but it's also fine. But yeah, so it's yeah.
That's it.
And obviously spending time with people that matter to you.
That part is so key. People who are important, that matter to you. You guys can hear. If you're an entrepreneur, you have to spend time with the people.
Of course now. What else are they going to do? I mean, I essentially what like for me, I think the thing is you spend so much time working and doing all these other things
that you forget
that you also need to, edify and build yourself. And my idea of a fun day or like a fun date is just have fun. That's somewhere. And like gist and like watch a movie or something. That's those kind of things are nice.
Okay, they're good. All right. It was a great interview. I had a great time with Chinedu.
Thank you very much.
Chinedu is fun, interesting. Like you're different from your picture. Like I said, when you see your picture, it's like.
So I look like I'll beat you in my picture.
You look like the boss.
I'm a boss now. It's because I'm laughing.
It's because you're laughing.
Don't let me scam you.
I shouldn't get it twisted, right?
Don't get it twisted.
Okay, guys, it was fun time hanging out with Chinedu, co-founder Max.ng. You heard the story, you've heard the journey. I believe you've learned a thing or two. Mm-hmm. So I'll just go back to my book and pick what you said about. I'll just summarize that part. So if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to be adaptable.
Okay.
The adaptability is key. You need to have a short-term memory, so you can go back, and erase that, bad experience you had and just pick yourself up and then move on. Then you have to be very curious. Always want to know, learn. Why is this like this? Study the process, understand it. Why are you doing this? Ask questions, and finally, take super quick decisions, like very fast.
So that's super decisions ties in particularly short-term memory. Because a lot of things will always be happening, and you have to be able to have a system of allowing you to make quick decisions.
Okay,
and
so that's interconnected together.
I mean, all four of them are really interconnected.
Wow, this guy is brilliant. Brains.
Stop whining. Thank you very much. Oh,
Alright guys, it was a great time hanging out here. We do this every Wednesday from 12 o'clock to 12:30. We started late today because of the rain obviously, but normally it's 12 o'clock till 12:30 in the afternoon. So till I come your way same time next week Wednesday, my name is Kelly Akindola, aka Kowizi for Sheezy.
Kowizi.
And I had Chinedu in the studio. Chop knuckle, please. Yes, that's what's up. So we'll come away next week. Have a great Wednesday. Last words to the people.
Shout out to everyone. If you're stuck in the rains, stuck in traffic, please download the Max.ng app. Place a request, and we'll get you to where you're going. AKA Max Okada. We have the best drivers in the market. Most beautiful.
Okay.
Check out those bikes. They're 220.
Yes.
Hey! The helmets are like, they're like power. Hey! We actually have the our helmets are ISO certified.
Yeah.
So like, take your hammer to it and test it. I mean, that'll cost you like a lot of money, but take your hammer to it and test it. I guarantee you, it will watch a while.
Okay, so this is the coolest, logistics company and Okada
mobility
company.
at this point.
Mobility, so it's no longer okay, you're different.
Different.
It's logistics. So you guys, you know what? You're stuck in traffic, just call Max.ng.
Yeah,
the app is available
in the iOS store, in the Android store. Get you a champion, get you where you're going, safe, affordable, reliable.
Reliable, I like that. Alright guys, it's a wrap. See you out.
Boom.